We are following up again with a project and project leaders on the California Capitol Annex. That's that new office building for lawmakers and the governor.
2 weeks ago, Governor Gavin Newsom told us he would help provide information about the cost of the construction as the Capitol Annex project has been shrouded in secrecy. KCRA 3's political director Ashley Zavala joins us now. She's been following this for years at this point. What's the update?
Edie Ingleson, we are still trying. Despite Governor Gavin Newsom saying the lack of transparency with this project is inappropriate, the main group of people overseeing this are still not budging. Now, some lawmakers who say they're also being left in the dark are asking him to get more involved. No days off for the crews working on California's Capitol Annex project. As the construction quickly progresses, project leaders known as the legislature's Joint Rules Committee still will not release the updated cost to taxpayers. They continue to withhold the latest key cost information we requested through a formal records request in August. And committee leaders, Assemblymember Blanca Pacheco and State Senator John Laird, are still ignoring interview requests. At last check, at least 3 years ago, lawmakers said it would cost $1.1 billion.
It's inappropriate. By the way, I didn't know they were not talking to you. I apologize that members of the legislature are not talking to you. They're on recess. I'll check in with them. Let me know. I'm happy to help you try to get access to members of the California legislature with respect, not my branch of government, but I'm happy because as a taxpayer, I'd like to know as well.
Exactly 2 weeks after Governor Gavin Newsom said this, still no movement. The chief administrative officers for the Joint Rules Committee, Leah Lopez and Erica Contreras, blamed the lawsuit that ended a year ago for the lack of public updates. In a statement, they said, in part, the fiscal impacts resulting from the associated construction cost escalation continue to be received and assessed by project managers to ensure that any public update reflects accurate information.
But that is not a good explanation for why we don't have an updated cost estimate.
Adjunct McGeorge School of Law professor and lobbyist Chris McKaylee expects the committee is going to have to ask lawmakers and the governor to approve more money for the project.
If the legislature is going to put a pot of money into the state budget, clearly that should be publicly disclosable.
We need to know a full accounting of the project.
Assemblyman Josh Hoover, along with Assemblyman Joe Patterson, sent a letter to Governor Gavin Newsom this week asking him for help. Among many things, they requested he direct the state agencies involved in the project to provide key cost information to the public.
We do feel like he has the authority to really demand transparency and accountability on this. We have heard from his office very briefly, who has basically told us that this is the responsibility of the Joint Rules Committee, which we agree with. However, we really do hope that he reconsiders and decides that he does want to help provide more transparency here.
As we've been reporting, more than 2,000 people have signed non-disclosure agreements to legally keep broad information about this project a secret. With the records that we are getting from the Joint Rules Committee, people who continue to get involved in this project, including government officials, continue to sign them even as of this year.
So we heard from the governor saying, even I want to know this as a taxpayer. Any update?
Yeah, so just to be fully transparent with everyone and you at home, we didn't just decide to do this update today. We gave everyone involved, including the governor, a heads up that we were working on this last week and that we plan to air today. A spokesperson for the governor, Tara Gallegos, reiterated statements she made a couple of weeks ago about the governor's limited role in the project. When I asked her what the governor is doing to deliver on that promise that he made to essentially help me with this, to get you this information, she did not respond. We are hoping to hear back from his office at some point soon.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for staying on.
Keep asking the questions.
We will.